saying safe to say that when you are born in Ghana, the world leads you by 5. So automatically, if you are born to an ordinary family in Ghana that doesn't have one of those big names, then 5-0.
It is the world 5, you 0.
World 5, you 0.
So you have to score 5 goals before you are even.
And getting that 5 goals is another problem because as we speak, Ghanaians have to mentally come up with a solution to even how they feed, the basic need of eating. You're either coming up with a 001, 100.
If you're lucky now, 101. 101.
101. Okay,
no, that's for the rich and the middle class.
No,
people.
That's middle class. That can be rich, of course. So if you are rich in Ghana, 101.
But actually, someone can actually eat 3 times a day.
Why not? You're supposed to eat 3 times a day.
Oh, 3 square meals.
Yes, 3 square meals. No, you're supposed to eat 3 times a day.
So
if you are watching us, please, are you able to have 3 balanced diet meals in a day? Because people can eat 3 times a day, but I don't think the meals are balanced. That's another thing. I don't think gradually middle class in Ghana is fading away. Because even middle class is going on a tangent of 001, 100, 111, but one of the meals won't be a balanced diet. Why? How much is your salary in dollars today? Please convert it and tell us. Convert it and tell us. And we are not just talking because we are talking, but there's a World Bank report. Of course, someone who said this was in June 2023. That revealed that 850,000 Ghanaians had been pushed into poverty. I like the word they use, pushed.
Yeah.
Means it's not by no fault of theirs. They didn't become lazy Ghanaians and not working like the way the politicians make it look like. If you are poor in Ghana, then it means you are lazy.
Yeah.
The economy in the country, the state of the country has pushed them into poverty. So of course those people are now 7-0 or 8-0.
Well, so almost 10-0. I mean, since 2020, since COVID, so let's say 2020 down.
Yeah,
it's been a terrible time for Ghanaians. The economy has been terrible.
Yeah,
like unemployment skyrocketing. You know, inflation rate is crazy.
And let me give you some mind-boggling statistics. So already, before June 2023, we already had 6 million people who are already classified as poverty.
Okay.
So now it had, as of June 2023, it had moved to 6.8. Today is May 10th, 2024. I'm sure that number has gone up to like an 8 million because the past 1 year has been worse.
Yeah.
Then 2.9 million Ghanaians are under extreme poverty.
Jesus Christ.
When they say extreme poverty, let's explain what poverty is. Mr. Chris, can you take it?
The definition of poverty.
Yes.
So, says poverty is not just about lacking material possession, but also about the quality of life, access to healthcare and education.
Yes. We are saying poverty, but just so someone does not think we are thinking poor means not having a car. No. Poverty here means the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Like education, good education, let me put it that way.
Standard
education, healthcare, and quality of life.
Yeah.
What is your quality of life today? You know, we entered a meeting with a very known public person, and she even said, like, she's going through it.
Yeah.
And then immediately she said she's going through it, she was like, so if she is going through it, she's not placing herself like above other people, but of course her earnings, based on her earnings, if she is going through it, then how about the hawker on the street?
Yeah.
How about, the hawker on the street is definitely part of the 2.9 million.
Poverty.
How about let me use the staff of the contract staff of the big banks we know?
They are not paid well.
Exactly.
I'm sure I pay my cleaner just as much as they are paid.
So
the difference would be very small.
It's crazy. The poverty, like today, if you change your salary into dollars, as I've mentioned, please tell us in the comments. If you change your salary into dollars today, how do you feel?
Are you earning?
And unfortunately for us, all our pricing is in dollars. Why? Because we import basically everything. So today, if the dollar, today as we speak today, standard 14.0. I'm sure Bank of Ghana will be giving me 13.8, which is never true. But I'm sure if I go to Aboki today, I'm paying 14.2.
15.
14.2, $15. So if you are earning 2,000 cedis or 3,000 cedis, okay, yes, 3,000 cedis, your salary is how much? $200
a month. And the type of people who are paid 3,000 cedis is like middle level managers.
Oh no, low level.
Okay, fine.
Low level managers.
But who is middle level manager?
Middle level manager would be someone who has more than 15 people under them. 15 people under them.
Low level managers, yes.
Yeah.
That's what level you have to be.
Yeah.
To or getting there.
Yeah.
To earn 3,000.
And quality of life here. We are talking about clothing. We are talking about food.
Yeah.
We're talking about shelter. And if you've been following Salt and Pepper, then you know that we've said it over and over again on this show that the bare minimum is not given to us as citizens of this country. It's not provided for us. You have to work and have money to be able to get the bare minimum. Now let's talk about what the world poverty line is. And this is where I'm telling you that you watching me, you are probably classified as poor. Or maybe not below, but close to borderline poor. It says that the world poverty line is set at $2.15 a day per person.
Okay, so what does it say?
2.15. Oh, I did that calculation.
2.15.
2.15 times 30.
That's like $600.
64. That's $64.
Oh, $64.
Yes. Now let's use our 15 cedis range today. So if you are earning, or if you are spending 967 Ghana cedis, 50 pesos in a month, food, shelter, clothing, please.
We are poor.
We are poor.
So if you are being paid if you are earning like 200 or spending, yes. If you are spending, if you are living on.
Yeah.
If you are living on 900 Ghana cedis, let's say borderline 1,000 Ghana cedis.
So national service people are poor.
Charlie, but that's frightening.
No, but why will a country be paying its national service people 744 cedis with these statistics? It means they are poor.
That's really frightening.
Yeah. Now, consider this. 2.15 is, let's say, averagely 27 cedis. Right? 27 cedis. Please, if you are following us, follow me. You come with me with the statistics. 2.15, you are poverty line. You are on the world poverty line. Guess what's Ghana's minimum wages?
It wasn't 18 cedis.
18 cedis. So clearly, anybody the country is telling, oh, you can pay your staff minimum wage per day. It's poor.
Yeah.
Why the hell will us? Exactly.
So these things in the past, our economy is not very scientific. So,
I agree.
So all those big men who go and sit at Bank of Ghana monetary policy meetings pretending that they are calculating.
Please, I didn't say it.
Pretending that they are calculating something.
It's data, right?
They are calculating something and what's the name? Imposing some monetary policy rate or some policy rate that is going to instigate some response. And please stop it. Our economy, please.
In fact, the whole country is poor.
We know that you have to do something, right?
Please, my economic lecturer won't be happy with me.
You have to do something to
I disassociate myself from this.
You can, please. Me, I associate with full chest. You can. Just to buttress the fat salaries and allowances you are taking, just to show that you are doing something. That thing that monetary policy rate and then this rate, the
minimum wage and all that.
It's not affecting the economy in any way. See, it's like, how do I put it? Oh, I need an analogy.
I'm sure the analogy will come as we go along the way.
This is
crazy.
All
I'm saying in this show today is, as you are watching me, are you poor? Based on the statistics I have just given, are you poor? Because when poverty line is saying if you are living within $2.15 per person per day. See, even this thing, they said per person per day. But people are taking 1,000 cedi salary for families of 2 and 3. So it means we have to divide that 1,000 cedi salary or 2,000 cedi salary by 3 people.
Dependents.
So
If you live and survive in this country, the magician, how do you call him? David Blaine. Or
David Blaine.
Please,
you are one.
You can go and take his job because you are performing some serious magic.
It's
like
crazy.
Magical survival. Look. So, but let's get serious. See, in a couple of episodes ago, when Otunfo was urging people to donate
to revamp the car hospital.
Yes, to Okonfo-Anokye, and we got pissed and we're like, seriously, we were hoping that he will use his influence to actually put more pressure on government and politicians to do the right thing. Our basis was simple. We claim, and this claim will continue for a long time if we do not sit up and correct the underlying fundamentals of how we run the country and our economy. They claim that we are a poor country, like we don't have enough revenue. Every day, help. Government can't do everything, so you need to contribute. Let's ask the basic question: why? Me, if my daughter grows up and I tell my daughter that, we can't afford XYZ, I expect that she will ask me why.
Yeah.
Let's start from there. Why are we a poor country? Right?
Based on all we have, right?
Then, not even based on what we have, the current circumstance today, someone should explain to me why, when we do our budget and our projections and all of that, we cannot meet the needs stated in the budget. Like, we cannot raise the funds for it. We can't raise the funds for our infrastructure gap. We can't raise the funds to do things that will instigate employment in a healthy economy. Right now, let's stop talking. Let's just be asking why.
Demand answers to this why.
That are the solutions of our country. So let's take a random one. Why is the unemployment rate very low in Ghana? Unemployment rate very high in Ghana. For me, I think what is quoted, it is just like the monetary policy people. Let's just look for some figure to buttress to show.
No. For this one, I don't agree. I'll tell you why. But
I thought you said you were dissociating yourself.
No,
So why are you in the conversation? Because so answering the question of unemployment, one, we are not an industrial country, so it means we import almost everything. Now, for someone who runs a factory compared to someone who imports, the person who runs the factory will employ more people. The person who runs a factory is producing something that is reducing what we are importing. So exchange rate also, gets some buffer there. Two, we do not have, I stand to be corrected, but I know we have local content policies in Ghana for certain sectors.
Protect the sector.
So like oil and gas, there was some local content policy. I don't know if we have local content policy generally for employment. But one thing I know is that if you want to migrate out of this country to a better country and you are using employment, employment is some of the basis with which someone can move. So you are going to Canada and then you say, okay, it's because you are going to work there and you have applied for a job and
Canada needs to justify the need.
The employer in Canada must justify why they are not employing a Canadian for this job and they are employing a Ghanaian. Does that happen in Ghana? No. So the little jobs that you have, there's no system that ensures that the jobs are going to Ghanaians. I'm sure there's the argument around, the Ghanaian worker is unproductive, is a thief, is that. That's a conversation.
The same Ghanaian worker gets to the States and is a perfect employee.
For another day. That's a conversation for another day. So once you are not thinking, that's answering the question of why. The next thing is how we are tailoring our education to what we actually need in the job market and the industries. Legon alone, the BA psychology students in Legon is like 2,000. every year, or 1,005.
When they come out,
Then the psychological, okay, fine. That will sound ignorant. Psychology is not only about mental. It's about studying way of life and studying human behavior, scientific study of human behavior and all of that, right? But we don't need 2,000. Like, we don't need 2,000 of those, okay? And then all of that. So answering those, that alone, why, you will have that.
We will have the answers to why.
2, why are our revenues never enough? Why don't we raise enough? The misconception is taxes. When you compare how much tax we pay in the sub-region, we pay the lowest. Then they are talking about direct taxes.
Please, like, I was telling the team during pre-production that they can always say that not everybody is in the tax bracket. Yes, true. And that is on them, not on me. On the
direct tax bracket.
Yes, direct tax bracket. That is on them, not on me. One, because you have a very big informal sector. So you need to do the work to find a way to capture the indirect sector into the tax bracket. But come on, every single product you buy, you ask your what if you bought a bottle of Bellafra in front of me, or you bought a peg biscuit, or you bought rice, just know that you have paid 21.9% more you should have paid. Indirect tax.
What is crazier than this in terms of the tax system? The fact that how much is income tax?
It depends, but even for somebody like even a director, it's 15%. So below, yeah.
So you are not getting the 15%, but you are getting 21% to start with. So
21.9, let's say 6% is levy. So they are getting 15% VAT, value added
exactly,
tax,
and all of that. And then there are other forms of levies on other things, like fuel will have energy recovery levy.
Let's not go there. So let's not like prolong the
I'm just saying. So I just want to answering the why you say we don't pay enough taxes. When you get into the answer, you actually realize that we pay a lot of taxes.
So that answers a certain question. So the question is, what led to the additional 850,000 as of June 2023, which I am believing this number has doubled by now. I'm sure by now when this report comes, and unfortunately the report takes a very long time to come. So next year by this time, when this report is talking about 2024 June, I'm sure it will be like an 850 again, or a 1.3 million people have joined the poverty line because there's crazy rates. There are so many things. But someone will ask, what has caused this? What are some of the things that you think has caused this? I think number one for me is government expenditure. That answers your question of why we are not able to
the country, we are not ready for the conversation.
We spend too much.
No, we are
government
not.
Expenditure is crazy.
We are not ready for the. Of course, we've dug a hole that is $450 million. We are not ready for this. The
government expenditure is crazy. We come up with flagship, sloganarian campaigns and projects that my lecturer will say was a nightmare to begin, was never a dream. Someone's nightmare has become our nightmare.
Why are we in the lots of we have these percentages under the poverty line or in the poverty line? So structurally, Ghana is not a prosperous country for so many reasons. I think the best times of this country's life was during Nkrumah's time. After that, it's been oblivion. It's been terrible. Like downhill, stagnation, small.
No, in Ghana we go 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. So we never move forward.
So that's the environment we are working in. But specifically, why is that from 2020 to now more numbers? First thing, check the inflation rates. There was a time in this country last year, inflation was around 54%.
Yeah.
54%. That's crazy. The rate of increase of price of goods and services was 54%.
For those who don't know what inflation is, he has explained it for you.
Cent. Who can survive under an inflation rate of 54%?
But we are magicians. I agree.
That's number one. Number two, exchange rate. When we import everything in this country, exchange rate saw like a move from 5 Ghana cedis, 6 Ghana cedis in 2022. Was it? 6 Ghana cedis in 2022.
Between 5.5 and 6. I think our rent even is a testament.
As high as 16 Ghana cedis.
When I was renewing my rent, I realized crazy.
2023.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Then the taxes that were imposed, crazy taxes. Of course, if someone is going to employ somebody, He can't, because majority of his revenue is going to taxes. He has to pay taxes. Barely survives. How is he going to grow? So
crazy.
we can do like lots of politics around the reasons and all of that, but these are stark realities between the period under review.
Yeah.
It's crazy, of course.
Yeah. But someone to say, aside government expenditure, there's COVID. So COVID has affected everybody. So is that not a good reason? Why whistling? So this is a UNDP report. UNDP says the most recent survey data that were publicly available for Ghana's MP estimation referred to 2017-2018. That's it. But based on the estimate, about 8 million people, 24.6% of the population in Ghana, as that is in 2021, which is post-COVID, is multi-dimensionally poor.
Just a different levels of poverty.
Yeah, education, healthcare, quality of life. And in addition, 6.5 million Ghanaians, which is 20.1%, is classified as vulnerable to multi-dimensional poverty.
So add the 6 million to the other one.
So it means that 45.1%, almost 50%.
The 6 million people, when they do HTN, they are in extreme poverty. So they are vulnerable.
Almost 45%.
And these are the people who are paid the 3,000 Ghana cedis.
Yeah.
No? I'm guilty. How much
it's
am I paying my
either
people?
multi-dimensionally poor or vulnerable to, and the base, like just as you said, it just converts your money into dollars, and you realize that you qualify because they said 2.15 per head, and that money, that 3,000, that 4,000, that 5,000 is for a family of 3. It's for a family of 2.
Dependency, it's about 4.
Exactly. So yes, as you're listening to me, are you on the poverty line? Are you in the threat of being poor, or you are already poor?
Sorry. The people who are even below, out of that 40%, don't still feel like they are poor. So the 40% we are talking about is extreme.
It's extreme. Those who are earning 10,000, 15,000 are feeling it.
If there's doom so you can't on generator, don't actually see yourself as not poor. They've not calculated generator and this thing. Hey, sleeping in darkness.
So right now someone will ask, you guys are telling us that we are poor. So what can we do? What can you do?
Pray to God. It's only God. God has a reset button for Ghana. He has to press the reset button. Flash everything down. Flash.
It's sad, right?
Charlie, the solution is there.
Okay.
First is from our politics and our governance system.
Totally agree.
Last time, and I'll repeat it so many times. It's a long story. But the point is, check how the governance structure of the country is. One, how we run elections, where the people who run the elections get their money from. Once they come into power, they owe people. CDD said the least amount needed for an election campaign, for presidential election campaign by an individual, is $100 million.
$100 million.
So the least that they raise, Ekufuado, John Mahama, whoever who puts on a proper campaign, the least is $100 million. How he gets the $100 million is where the first restoration process of restoration must start from. Then, when he spends the $100 million, people have invested. He comes to power. His first priority is to pay the $100 million with a bit of interest. How is he raising that $100 million?
Yeah,
that is where contracts are signed. You think these people they don't have sense to be signing, to be doing SML and apitamin, or is it apitamin and SML?
Which one is apitamin?
But SML they say apitamin. SML GR radio.
It's crazy.
SML, those kind of deals. Of course, that's how he raised the $100 million pay. When he finishes paying, he now has to prepare for the next elections that comes in 4 years. Because by the time he pays the first 100 million, it's around second year, third year. So campaigns might start for the next 4 years. This time he can't go to investors, so he has to build their money himself. So in 4 years, then after that, his next priority is to get qualified and skilled accountants and legal people who clear the first 2 mess he has created.
So where's the Ghanaian?
So the Ghanaian is priority 4. So by the time that it gets to the Ghanaians, then the money the money has finished. So okay. I asked you the question: why are you poor? Why? This is why we are poor. This structure that we run is the reason why we are poor.
And all this can be solved by just coming up with policies.
Policies that how many Eurobonds were raised under this government? About 4 or so. That's safely $4 billion.
Wait, and that 4 was in the first 4 years, yes. Because since COVID came, they haven't been able to raise.
So
imagine what would have happened if they were able to raise after
Ask
COVID.
Ask yourself where those monies went, Bab. So that is why you are poor, not because Ghana there. Seriously, me when I grew up, I was born into poverty. Like I was born into this country that is poor.
5-0
so for
automatically.
Me, all I know is that I live in a poor country. I've really never pinched myself to ask myself, wait a minute, why?
Yeah.
It's not because taxes are not being raised in this country. It's not because we don't have, yes, in the bigger scheme of things, you say it's because of the type of economy we run. We still run a country economy that does raw materials, exportation, instead of finished goods and all of that. But the little that you can pull together, if you don't out of that use it properly, and you are using it to do priority 1, 2, and 3, then nothing will happen.
Yeah.
So that is the reason why you are poor.
Oh my! So someone will say the solution to all this is be jackpot out of the country, but that's not what I'm saying. Please be a good citizen.
I think the first thing is the constitutional review.
I totally agree.
Everybody should go and get that document, look at it, start putting pressure.
That should be the only campaign message that should make you put a stamp this election.
All the promises from the people who want to dredge the sea to Kumasi.
This is the only campaign promise, and that it shouldn't be. It just shouldn't be a campaign promise. We have to ensure that whoever takes on the leadership role of this country next. Because as they say, every problem we are facing now, whatever solution you think you have thought in your head, trust me, the people who sat down and thought of the constitutional review foresaw it and came up with a solution. I hear that document is like power for this country. But as usual, people want to keep it.
Because in fixing priority 1 and 2, how is he going to do that?
Yeah.
You can't.
We've said a lot. This is Sauce and Pepper coming your way this week. Subscribe, like, comment, share. Let us know what you think and answer the very important question I have posed like 3 times in there. Where are you? Poverty line, poor, or below?
Yes, we are all vulnerable.
See you next week.